Throw-ins are a fundamental aspect of football that can lead to a goal for your side when executed properly, or could lead to you losing possession and the opposition scoring a goal if executed incorrectly. This tutorial will guide you through the steps to perform a perfect throw-in, ensuring accuracy and distance, and offering tips to make your throw-ins effective during a match. But it's probably best to start off with the basic rules of the throw-in. So the thrower must be facing the field and have both feet on the ground as the ball leaves his hands, with your feet behind or touching the white lines of the field. Both hands must be on the ball as it's thrown from behind and over the head. The ball is in play once it's released from the thrower's hands, and a goal cannot be scored directly from a throw-in, so you would have to have either an opposition player, one of your players, or even the goalkeeper touch the ball before it enters the net in order for it to count. But now we come on to your grip and your stance. So you want to hold the ball with both hands, but also spread your fingers wide as this will give you better grip, which will in turn give you better control of the actual throw-in. In terms of your stance, you want to stand with your feet shoulder width apart, and as you are about to run up, you do want to position one foot slightly ahead of the other for balance, enabling you to run in a straight line but also generate power from the actual run. Now you won't necessarily need a long run up or even a run up at all. You could very well do a static standing throw-in, which can be useful if you're just looking to throw the ball into one of your teammates' feet and maybe looking to receive the ball back so you can retain possession. However, if you are going to throw the ball over longer distances, maybe even trying to get it into the box, then you probably need a run up of between maybe 6 and 9 steps, whilst also using a lot more of your hip in order to lean back before thrusting forward, allowing you to generate power not just from your arms, but from your whole upper body as well, which is going to allow you to throw the ball further. But before you even throw the ball, you need to focus on something that is arguably just as important as your actual technique. And that of course is your aiming. You want to identify your target, but also communicate with your teammates, not just when you're actually taking the throw in, but also in training and prior to the game as well. Discussing where they want to receive the ball in terms of the body part. Do they want it to feet? If it's over a longer distance, they may want it on their thigh or into their chest. Or do they want to throw in with a lot of height in order to allow them to win an aerial duel and flick the ball on into a dangerous position? But this of course will also depend on where the throw-in is actually located. Is it in the defensive, the middle or the final third? What are the capabilities of the thrower? Does the thrower actually have the ability to throw the ball over long distances? And what are the capabilities of your teammates on the field? After all, a long throw-in hurled into the box can be beneficial if you have a lot of tall players who are really good at winning aerial duels, flicking the ball on closer to goal. However, if your team consists of shorter, more technical players, then throwing the ball long and high is probably just going to lead to the opposition winning the aerial duels and you losing possession, and so in this situation, you probably want to look for shorter throw-ins into feet. But of course it also depends on the game state. If you're leading the game with maybe 5 to 10 minutes remaining, and you receive a throw-in in your own defensive third close to your box, you probably don't want to be throwing the ball backwards or to the side, as if your teammate's first touch isn't immaculate, it could lead to the opposition crowding them out and winning possession in a dangerous central position around your box. And so in this situation where you're in a winning position towards the end of the game, with a throw-in in your defensive third, you probably just want to throw the ball up the line and look for a flick on, but not doing anything that's too risky that will lead to you potentially conceding. However, let's say it's 0-0 in the first half and you receive a throw-in in the exact same position, then you probably could throw the ball backwards or infield into one of your central midfielders. As whilst of course it is risky, as if he does lose possession you could potentially concede, you do still have a long time left in the game to potentially equalise, and so it probably is worth it in order to try to retain possession. However, doing this towards the end of the game is obviously a lot more risky, as if a mistake does lead to the opposition scoring, you've got less time to then try to find the equaliser. But from an offensive point of view, the best strategy for a throw is obviously the long throw, where you're able to throw the ball directly into the opposition's box. And probably the best example of this comes from the late 2000s in the Premier League with Rory Delap and Stoke. Here we see as Rory Delap is about to hurl the ball into the box from the touchline, that Stoke not only have a few of their strongest aerial players crowded at the start of the 6-yard box looking to flick the ball on when the ball is thrown in, but they also have 2 players close to the penalty spot who are going to make late runs into the 6-yard box and try to get a knock on to the second ball, potentially diverting it into the net from close range. But you can also see there's players on the edge as well, who are positioned there to also pick up the second ball if the ball gets headed away. And as the clip goes on, you can see that because Rory Delap has delivered a flat but pacey throw all the way to the 6-yard box, one of Stoke's players is able to get up above the defenders, flick the ball on, and because it's so close to goal, the goalkeeper can't do anything as it flicks off the player's head and into the net. But we also see from another example a similar position as Delap puts the ball into the box. You can see the Stoke players around the 6-yard box, but this time the goalkeeper is able to knock the ball out, but because Stoke have got players positioned on the edge of the box, the ball falls and it's a volley that goes straight into the net. And so these two examples are perfect ways of scoring from a direct throw-in, the first straight from a flick on and the second from a second ball that gets headed out, not cleared from the box but volleyed straight back into the net. And so in order to master throw-ins, you really have to look at the position on the pitch, the phase of the game, but also the abilities of your individual players, particularly the ability of players to throw the ball long distances with pace into the box. So thanks for watching. If you enjoyed that video, remember to subscribe to the channel and check out some of our other videos as well.